Do you have a sensitive pet, like a dog or cat, that vomits or gets diarrhea if you change something up? Or maybe they just seem itchy all the time and nothing is working? Drugs, food, supplements. If so, this is a really good time now to look at doing an elimination diet trial to rule out if food is an issue and that may be causing the gut health or the itchy issues that your pet is experiencing. If you're ready to learn more about what an elimination diet trial is and how to start doing one at home, definitely hit that like button. I'm Dr. Katie Woodley, the natural pet doctor, and I'm a holistic veterinarian who's on a mission to make sure that you have the tools and resources to help you find and truly heal the root cause of your pet's gut health issues so that you feel confident and empowered that you are doing all you can to help your pet thrive naturally. If you'd like to learn more and continue on this journey with us, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our notification, and hit the bell to be notified every time we post new content each week. As I've mentioned in our previous videos, there are food sensitivity tests that you can also use if you're worried your pet is sensitive to foods. Nutriscan is my go-to if you want to do this test, which gives, in my opinion, the best information that makes sense from an immune system perspective and also is the most clear and not overwhelming or confusing like a lot of the other food sensitivity tests that are on the market. There's a link to their website below in the description if you do want to do that test. However, for anyone who can't do or access this test, don't worry. An elimination diet is a great alternative to figure it out if your pet's reacting to something, but also to help remove a lot of ingredients and allow that digestive tract, which might be inflamed and irritated, to truly rest and start to heal. In this short clip that I'm going to share with you from my Better Gut Health program, it goes deeper into how to heal the gut at a root foundational level. But in this short clip, you're going to learn how to do an elimination diet trial at home for your pets. And if you want to go deeper and get my frameworks and other resources on how to heal gut health at the root cause level, make sure to get our Better Gut Health program by clicking the link in our description. But make sure to keep watching towards the end when I'm going to list in my favorite foods that you can use that are pre-made if you want to make this an easier option for you. And so let's talk about elimination diets because yes, we need to think about those 4 R's and be following those. But let's say you have a sensitive pet. Like, when should you do an elimination diet? So if we have symptoms like itching, vomiting, gas, loose stools, we're worried about food intolerances, you notice like a specific flare-up of your pet when you feed certain foods, you can also do that Nutriscan food sensitivity test to help identify food sensitivities. This is not a food allergy test. It's testing different types of immunoglobulins, and food sensitivities are very different. We also have to rule out other causes of these symptoms. So an elimination diet doesn't work for every pet. And a lot of times too, you'll see people change from a kibble to a raw food diet or a lightly cooked and their pet's fixed. And there's a lot of pets that also, and you may be one of those, where you change the diet and nothing changed. They didn't get any better. They didn't improve. Maybe they even got worse. And that can be a sign that we have this immune health endocrine imbalance also going on with the gut, or a dysbiosis too. So there's other reasons that these symptoms can happen. We also have to be mindful if we are doing an elimination diet of hidden ingredients. So in the supplements and medications that can trigger a food sensitivity. So specifically, if you're using a heartworm prevention, those tend to be flavored chewables, and a lot of people don't realize because they're just so used to giving them, but that can screw up an entire elimination diet trial. And we want to support gut health at the same time, keeping in mind we need to make sure we're using hypoallergenic products so we're not skewing the data when we're doing this. And you need to make sure too, the homemade commercial diet's not deficient in key essential nutrients. This is a common reason why we see skin issues, like zinc is a big one, but zinc, iodine, vitamin E, vitamin D, omega-3s are commonly low or deficient from diets, especially if we're doing a homemade diet. And we need to rule out environmental allergies. A food trial will not resolve those symptoms. And there's more than one thing. It's not just food sensitivity, environmental allergy causing problems. There's other things like immune system, endocrine, hormonal imbalances, stress. But if we have especially a really itchy pet, so skin issues, this is where I recommend those environmental allergy tests that can be done. It's a blood draw at your veterinarian. And the most common allergies that most pets will be reacting to if we have a food sensitivity is beef, chicken, shellfish, and fish. So when you're choosing a protein to start an elimination diet, you want to pick a protein your pet has most likely not been exposed to. The other thing here too is that your chicken in a kibble diet is not really like normal chicken, like we would eat. We think it is, but it's not because of the way that it's been processed. If you haven't watched that first video in module 1 on how pet food is essentially made and processed, there's an entire rendering process that happens where the food is cooked at really high heat temperatures. Also the quality is very poor, and it forms different types of chemicals, your advanced glycation end products, and those can actually trigger the immune system. So it's not technically a chicken like sensitivity, it can actually be the other chemicals and inflammatory ingredients that are produced through the cooking, the like blasting it process. So keep that in mind. So this is where once we start healing that gut, it doesn't mean that you can't go back to these foods later on in life. But it's something to be aware of, and it wouldn't be my first choice for a pet if we were doing an elimination diet. So you want to start feeding the base diet. So with a novel protein, so something that they hopefully haven't been exposed to. So something like possibly rabbit or duck, looking at that and feeding that for 6 weeks without adding any other ingredients. Your base diet will include a protein plus a carbohydrate. So this is that reset period. So using something like butternut squash is a great one. You, once again, be careful with other treats and supplements during this time. And if you want to, and your pet's not too sensitive, you can also use other like the raw meaty bone secreting organs from a novel protein source. This is where your 80-10-10 raw mixes can be really helpful. And companies like Viva Raw can actually be lightly cooked. So it's not balanced for the long term, but that way we're potentially avoiding other nutritional deficiencies that could be keeping your pet stuck in that inflammatory cycle and not allowing them to heal. So I'd be looking at some of these 80-10-10 blends where the bone is finely ground. You can always call the company to see if you can lightly cook it. I know Viva Raw is a great one. I love their brand. We're not using their complete formula because we want a limited ingredient. So definitely take a look at that, and then it makes it easier where you can just lightly cook it. You don't have to put it all together, and you have to be patient and give the time to reset. So like that time is essential. Like think about how long this inflammation's been going on, and we're resetting the body through that food, resting the GI tract, feeding the microbiome, and using supplements through those 4 R's that we've already talked about. All right, I hope you found that helpful. Drop a comment below to let me know what you found most helpful from that short clip from our Better Gut Health program. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because that helps push our content to other pet parents that might be struggling with gut health issues just like you are. And as promised, I wanted to leave you with some of my favorite brands that are limited ingredient diets that you can use if you're not ready or comfortable to start home preparing, to make it much easier and more balanced for your pets. These brands also have both dog and cat options. The first one is at Viva Raw. You would use their pure option to start with for the elimination diet for 6 weeks. This can also be lightly cooked if your pet is sensitive. So if they're experiencing diarrhea or they get vomiting or things like that, lightly cook it in a pan, just kind of searing it, and that will make it much easier for them to digest. And it's safe to do that with that brand. Now, Green Juju is the other option that I love and I personally use for my own pets and patients, along with Viva Raw. But Green Juju they have 2 different options now. They have a freeze-dried option, and they have a raw option too. So with those two brands, you would pick a protein that your pet hasn't been exposed to or you don't think they've been exposed to before. A great one, especially for itchy pets where there's a lot of heat and inflammation, is usually rabbit is my first go-to. And both of those companies have rabbit as an option, which is fantastic. Now, if you need more help and guidance to heal your pet's skin and gut health issues, and you're frustrated with going back and forth to the vet clinic, not getting the results you deserve to heal your pet, make sure to grab our Better Gut Health program. This is a self-paced program that gives you guidance on how to truly heal the root cause issues. You'll also get more recipes. So if you're like me and you love cooking at home, you'll get more recipes and other resources to help you with nutrition that supports optimal gut health and healing for both your dogs and your cats. And make sure to check out our free Better Gut Health Masterclass video next to learn even more. I'm Dr. Katie Woodley, the Natural Pet Doctor, and I'll see you next time.